How is it possible that we hear year in and year out, sometimes you hear brothers saying that I entered into Ramadan and I was 11 stone and I left Ramadan and I was 12 stone or 13 and a half stone. How is it possible that we hear year in and year out, sometimes you hear brothers saying that I entered into Ramadan and I was 11 stone and I left Ramadan and I was 12 stone or 13 and a half stone? How is it possible that you enter into Ramadan, a month of abstention, a month where you abstain from eating and drinking and desires, a month where you, and especially in the hours that we fast here in the West or in Europe, in Northern Europe where we are, that we fast, and the fast may begin at 3 a.m. in the morning or thereabouts, or 3:30 let's say, and it continues right up until 9:30 in the evening. So even your eating hours are what? 5 hours? Yet, in that 5 hours, a man or a woman will consume such that by the end of the month, they put more weight on in this 1 month than they do for the rest of the year. Which means actually they haven't really considered the benefits of Ramadan and what is to be gained from Ramadan. They treat Ramadan as a feast. Fried food, oily food, high carb food, starchy food, cakes, biscuits, fizzy drinks, sugary drinks. And that's all Ramadan is. That's why you find them slouching when it comes to the Qiyamul Layl. Ya akhi, I can't pray tonight. Oh, I'm so tired. Why are you tired? Because of the fact that what you took the iftar with and how you ate. So you don't have the energy to pray. And you find those people who break their fast with that which is beneficial for them. Fresh dates and water. Then they go and pray. Then they come back. And then they have wholesome food, not huge varieties of food. Maybe some salads, maybe something grilled like fish or grilled chicken. Then that gives them more energy. And they have a lot of greens. And this is just by way of nasiha. And they have milk instead of, for example, they have water and milk instead of having cola or having lemonades and sugary drinks. Then when it comes to the salah, even without drinking tea, even without drinking coffee, when it comes to tahajjud and qiyamul layl and praying with the imam, as the Prophet ﷺ said, that whomsoever prays with the imam up until the imam finishes, meaning the qiyamul layl, he prays with the imam from the beginning up until the imam finishes and he exits the prayer, then it is written for him as if he had prayed the whole of the night. But because we have filled our bellies with so much food that we find Maghrib hard. Straight after Maghrib, you want to go to sleep. And then you sleep for an hour. Then when Salatul Isha comes and someone nudges you to pray Salatul Isha, you say, Ya akhi, I'll pray later. Then you just about drag yourselves up to pray Isha and then you go to sleep again. Prophet ﷺ said that whomsoever stands in the night of Ramadan, in the nights of Ramadan, with Iman, hoping in the reward of Allah, then their previous sins, all of their previous sins will be forgiven. But we spend the night eating and drinking and just wasting the night away with folly and amusement or sleeping. Or when we get up, we know that we've eaten, then we ask for more cake, more sweets, more fizzy drinks, more soft drinks, more bad food. And then we go back to sleep again. So how has a person benefited in the nights of Ramadan? How has a person benefited in Salah? How has a person benefited in Iman? If this is how he treats Ramadan. You note the hadith of Allah's Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam, wherein Allah's Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he said, woe be to the one who enters the month of Ramadan and exits the month of Ramadan and he is not forgiven. He is not forgiven. How do you think you attain the forgiveness in the month of Ramadan? Is it by way of eating and drinking and amusement and without salah and without dhikr and without Quran and without dua? Is this how you will attain forgiveness without any of these affairs? You think that Ramadan is just a matter of staying hungry up until it reaches 9:15 or 10 past 9 or 9:15 in the evening for Salatul Maghrib, and then you just fill your belly and behave in a gluttonous manner? Is it gluttony? That by way of this, you will attain the rewards of Ramadan? Some people don't attain anything in the month of Ramadan except hunger and thirst. So pay attention to this affair, especially the women, more so the women, because the majority of families, it is the mother that cooks, it is the wife that cooks, or it is the daughter that cooks. So she has to pay attention with regard to the household, what she is feeding herself and what she is feeding her family. Because when it comes to the middle of the day or towards the end of the day, then all types of ideas come into the minds of our women and many of the men about all of those types of food that they desire. Those types of food that do not bring about any benefit, nor do they straighten your back, nor do they bring about anything. And maybe some of those foods, as Ibn Qayyim said, that they do more harm to the body than good, because of the fact that those foods are not good for the human body. They are burnt because of the fact that you just fry them and fry them and fry them. Or that you just put them upon the fire up until they're charcoal black. And then you just coat them with all types of chemicals. And then you wonder why you're feeling weak. And why, you keep putting on weight. And why the doctor has said to you, the physician has said to you that you are borderline diabetic. Or that you are indeed diabetic. And why your children at the age of 9 and 10 and 11 have obesity issues. And your physician, he tells you that within a year or two, maybe your daughter or your son will be diabetic themselves at the age of 14 or 13. It is because we are not thinking about why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us this food. That our back may remain straight so that we may worship Him correctly. And that we do not become gluttonous. That we are not of those, as the Prophet ﷺ said, then there will come a people who become fat upon the land, fat upon the earth. The best of generations are the first three, then there will come a people who become fat upon the earth. Be careful. Enter into Ramadan, it is a month of ibadah, a month of taqwa.